Hello everyone, thank you for joining us on our first webinar on digital marketing. I can see that we are all here, so we're about to start. Your presenters today will be Logothetis Valasakis, who is a growth hacker at interworks.cloud, and me, Eleni Koliga, and that I am a customer engagement ninja at interworks.cloud. We will try to have a very short and specific presentation. You can ask your questions during the webinar, and we will try to answer them all at the end of it. And the other questions that we won't be able to answer, we will send them directly to you.
Good evening, everyone. So, first of all, let's see for whom is this webinar for. This webinar is for starters and for medium level of knowledge of digital marketing, but also a more experienced user can watch it in order to see some good examples of specific digital marketing campaigns for IT companies. This webinar is dedicated for business owners, for salespeople, or for every marketer that uses transitional marketing for its company. Today, we're going to talk about website optimization and best practices. We're also going to talk about social media management. What is social media? Your vision and goals. Your social media strategy you have to choose, 10 ideas to post on social media, and also how to master on ads. The second webinar will be held on the 7th of December, and we're going to talk about search engine marketing, search engine optimization, and how to use a newsletter. The third and the last webinar will be held on 19th of December. We are going to explore all the potentials you are going to have with, throughout the case study, and also you are going to discover which digital marketing plan suits to your business needs. So let's start.
It is very important to understand that before a campaign, we have to create a dedicated landing page for our purpose. We are going to see some best practices that will help us achieve our goal. The first best practice is to grab our audience attention immediately. The competitor is only a click away, so we must be very specific from the first page. The headline must have a large font size. It should be specific and let users to know that you are solving them a problem. It is also very crucial to increase their trust because the landing page usually increases the audience anxiety because you are telling them to do an action without giving them much information. A very good practice is the call to actions. Those are buttons that you tell the user to do an action after you present them something. This button, the call to action, should better be above the fold. This area is before the user starts scrolling down the landing page. It's also nice practice to put this button again below the fold, just above the footer sections, just to reminding them what to do next. Another best practice is to focus only on the primary features of the service or the product you are promoting. Now you can, in this section, you have to answer your visitors' primary questions. You must only focus on the key benefits and the key features of your product, and try not to put extra information that it is not useful. Next, you have to be a trustworthy website. The users must, from the very first minute, they have to know that that they can trust you. There are some things you can do to increase their trust. You can add some testimonials on your landing page, and your clients should be those that can share your story and tell how you solve their problem. You can also add your client logos. Another good tip is to use videos. Videos are great to explain something that's very complicated. Our industry, cloud industry, it's a very complex uh, area, and if you have a video with someone explaining the problems and giving them a solution is great for a very good start. It is also very important, and you always have to remember this, that you must have a consistent message. If you can see here in our example, there is an ad above that has a messaging that is the same with the landing page. When the user clicks on an ad and then lands on a website, he or she has to see the same messaging, otherwise will be very frustrated, and the first thing that will do will be to go to leave the page. This tactic will also help us improve our quality score in Google AdWords, which we'll discuss on our next webinar. And finally, you should always test. You should always test your landing pages. You should compare the headlines, the form fields. In one case, you may have a lot of fields that your visitors should fill in, and on the other case, less fields. You should compare them and keep the one that brought to you more leads. You can do the same thing with the call to action text, with the images or the videos, and there are also very good tools to help you do this.
Now, let's talk about social media. First of all, social media, it's not just a marketing tool. You can use it for sales, you can use it for recruitment and HR, you can use it for internal communication, even for customer services. The first step is to choose your channels. There are a lot of social media available, but you have to choose only the social media that will bring more leads to your company. Let's start with Facebook. The Facebook is the second most visited website in the world. It has 2 billion monthly active users. 5 million of them are in Greece, and 4 million of them are active every day. We also see a big percentage of internet users in Cyprus and in Malta too. You can use it, Facebook, for ads. It's one of the cheapest source for leads. It has a really low cost per click, and we are using it a lot in our campaigns. The second social network is the LinkedIn, which is a business and employment-oriented social network. Microsoft paid $26 billion in order to buy it. It has 530 million users and more than 1 million users in Greece. You can use it also for ads, but we saw that it has really expensive cost per click, so it's not for medium budgets or small budget. Let's talk about the YouTube, which is a TV channel social network. It's the second biggest search engine in the world. It has 1 trillion views per year worldwide, and it belongs to Google. You can use it for ads too, and we think that this is a great opportunity for specific products. Instagram, it's the picture social network. It has 800 million users worldwide, 20 billion users users has uploaded to it, and has more than 2 million users in Greece, and it belongs to Facebook. You can run Facebook campaigns and Instagram campaigns through one advert account. Last but not least, the Twitter, the microblogging social network. 80% of the users are mobile users, and it has more than 500 million users worldwide. You can use it also for ads, especially for events.
Okay, now that you heard the short description of some of the social media existing, we would like you to think which of those, or maybe all of those, are more close to your organizational needs. We'll give you a minute to think about and answer this short poll.
Okay, thank you for that.
We saw that many of you choose Facebook and LinkedIn, which is very logic action to do. Now, your business goal always should be specific and measurable. You shouldn't run before you can walk. You first think what's your business goal and which of those channels are best to achieve this one. Let's see some examples. You can set as a goal, for example, I want to attract 10 new visitors to our website for the next month. It's very specific and measurable and achievable. You can also say that you want to capture 5 email addresses per week, or you may want to choose to answer all your customer queries through your social media channels. It is also very important to understand your social journey. There are 4 steps that you may experience as a business. You first start at the traditional phase. These are the baby steps when you first set up your account. Then you go to the experimental phase. Here it is the first time you post, you make your first ads, you see which one is best, which one you should not use. After, you go to the operational phase. This is the step that you see your first results. All your efforts now are aligned with your business goal. And the last step is the impactful. Here you have a great presence on your social media networks, and you are an influencer at your field. Now, there are a lot of ideas what to do on those social media. We're about to give you 9+1 ideas what to post on social media. One great idea is to cross-promote your social channels. It's a great way to say, for example, that on your Facebook followers, follow us on our Twitter account and see our news there. The best practice is to have different content for each of your social media networks. Another tip should be to offer a fun fact. The social media users are waiting for something very engaging in order to click the like or the wow button. So you can share with them a very interesting fact. A great and very important tip is to let your users know that you are an expert in your field. You can do this by sharing with them relevant industry news. You can write a blog explaining something that just happened in the industry and share afterwards through social media. Or you can even share an external link, a trustworthy external link to show that you're a very communicative account. Another idea is to post from behind the scenes. your users are very interested in what you do backstage. For example, when you are at events, and we saw many of you posting at our event that you were there. It's great that your audience will see that you are extroverting company. Social media is all about feelings and engagement. You can post something that can evolve their emotions. For example, you can remember your first logo and how this evolved through the years, or you can celebrate an anniversary of your company. Many companies are afraid to mention other businesses on social media. Well, this is something we see a lot nowadays, but you can find a business that is in the same industry, but you can collaborate on social media. And but this company, of course, doesn't have don't has to be competitive. You can find a business to mention that has done something very impressive and trustworthy to share with your audience. Another idea is to share relevant quotes. The quote can be something motivational or something regarding the cloud industry. It is every day is a national something day. You can think a way to combine a national day with your business. You can see here in our example that the Domino Pizza combined the National Answer Your Cat's Question Day in a way that we could never imagine. Of course, there is of course you can teach your audience. You can share with them an infographic about a complex product or service you want to promote, or write a blog and share afterwards on social media how your customers can benefit from this, so that you can give your audience something really valuable. And of course, you cannot forget about your competitors. The best way is to watch what they do and how their audience reacts on that. If they do something really good and they have increased likes, comments, or share, then you should not copy, but do the same thing with other content, other messaging, in order to have the same results. And last but not least, you should always have a calendar. This calendar will help you organize your resources and your time efforts, and afterwards see what went wrong or right in order to decide your next steps.
Now, let's talk about social media ads. First of all, the most important tip is to choose the social network that your users belong in order to bring the most powerful results. The first tip is about the organic posts. A nice idea is to post something on Facebook without advertisements. You can see which brings more engagement, and you can make an ad with this text or this banner. Another tip is to take advantage of targeting features. You can choose the age, the location. In B2B, job titles and companies works really well. You can choose some interests if and of course you can choose the social media. This user is on LinkedIn or in Facebook. Also, you must rotate your ads frequently. The best practice is to rotate at least one per week your banners. It's annoying to see for users to see the same TV ad or banner, so you must change it a lot to bring them most results. You must use some small samples of your budget in order to bring best results. You have to choose some audiences, some different banners, and some different messages. See which really brings your best leads, and you can put all your budget to this specific campaigns that works best. Another important tip is to understand how ads are sold on different networks. You have to choose LinkedIn, Facebook in order to see which brings most leads. Last but not least, you must design the ads with mobile first. Your banners, you must see how your banners are synced into mobile devices, if your text is proper for mobile ads, and most of the users nowadays are mobile users, so you must think them first. Now, a question that everyone asks, is there a minimum budget? The answer is no. You can start with a specific, small amount of budget, and you can increase it in order to see in which budget you have the best return on investment, the best leads with the small minimum amount of money.
Thank you very much for attending our webinar. We hope that you enjoyed it and get useful tips. We had some questions, but we're almost run out of time, so we'll answer only two of them. Well, the first one, with a relevant small budget, from which channel should I begin?
Okay,
Lothar?
that's a nice question and a difficult one. We see that in B2B, the best channel is the Google Ads and the Facebook and LinkedIn campaigns. I think you should start first with these channels, and afterwards, when you increase your budget, you can also use other social media like Instagram or Twitter.
One more question is how much often should I post on our social networks? Okay. Well, we understand that you are IT companies and it's more difficult to find topics to post. Uh, you cannot you can post as often as you want because Facebook algorithm nowadays only serves our posts or ads in a very small percentage of our total followers. A good strategy would be to post 3 to 5 times per week. And I would like again to thank you one more time for joining our webinar. Uh, we hope we'll see you on the next part. Thank you and have a great evening.
Thank you. Bye bye.